Kicking things off with a twist on a familiar clink. Picture holding in your hand a piece of metal that looks like change, yet hides stories of errors and soaring auction prices. That crisp edge gleams under the light, hinting at more than pocket change. Today's adventure zeroes in on a 1978 quarter that seems ordinary at first glance. But dig a little deeper, and you'll uncover an American mint mishap that thrilled collectors and turned spare change into treasures. Get ready to tag along as we peel back layers of history, spot the telltale signs that make this quarter rare, and explore the numbers that have people hunting through rolls and glove compartments alike. Tracing the quarter's life back to its debut, the story begins amid an era of economic shifts and shifting designs. Minted at Philadelphia without a mint mark, the 1978 quarter carried forward the Washington portrait that had appeared since 1932. What changed was barely noticeable. Subtle tweaks in the die preparation process led to some blank planchets faintly coated with a copper-nickel mix more typical of clad coins, resulting in weak strikes and doubled features. When these oddballs emerged, collectors sensed an opportunity to document a chapter in minting that harkened back to error coins of the early 20th century, pieces that commanded attention not just for face value, but for the narrative they carried from die to drawer. Finding one of these error quarters means scrutinizing the portrait of George Washington and the inscriptions circling him. The giveaway lies in slight doubling on letters such as Liberty or in the date itself. Look closely at the inscription under Washington's chin. If you spot a faint echo of the numeral 8 trailing behind the primary stamp, that's your signal. On the reverse, watch for doubling on $quarter along the rim. It isn't a dramatic shift, more like a ghostly shadow, but experienced eyes trained on these coins can distinguish genuine double dies from post-mint damage or cleaning. Genuine examples will show crisp, parallel doubling consistent across multiple letters, rather than random scratches or polish lines. Collectors have seen these 1978 double die quarters fetch anywhere between $150 and $300 in mint state grades. At specialized auctions, top-graded examples of MS-65 or above have approached $500, especially when authenticated by renowned third-party services. A few standout sales even nudged towards $600 when the coin's toning was prized by collectors who favor natural hues over clean silver surfaces. What makes these prices stick is the blend of accessibility. 400 to 600 authenticated units exist, and the thrill of discovery. Hunting through bank rolls or estate collections in search of an elusive error has become a weekend ritual for many numismatists in this space. Stories abound of collectors whose casual sorting revealed a gem tucked away in pocket change from decades ago. One collector recounted being amazed when his grandmother handed over a paper bag of coins, amassed from grocery trips in the late 70s. He recalls his heart racing as he brushed away dust from a quarter that revealed perfect doubling on the date. After authentication, he resold it to fund a family vacation. Word of such finds spreads fast in collector circles, fueling excitement and friendly competition at coin shows and online forums alike. Now, condition matters more than ever. A well-preserved 1978 double die in mint state, no bag marks, full luster, sharp strikes, can easily command 5 times the price of a worn example. In circulated grades like VF30, a discernible doubling might still be worth $75 to $100, depending on the eye appeal and level of wear. As the grade ascends into EU, about uncirculated territory, values jump into the $120 to $180 range. Past MS-63, prices climb steeply. MS-64 examples often sell for $250, while MS-65 and above can pierce the $400 threshold, especially if the coin features attractive satin luster and subtle, untouched toning. There's an extra twist for those who chase die varieties. Beyond the double die obverse, some rare specimens showcase a slight misalignment on the reverse that shifts the eagle's wings by a hair's breadth from its intended position. Though less documented, these offset reverse coins have popped up in a handful of submissions to grading services. Experts debate whether the error occurred during striking or was a post-strike die shift, but either way it adds a layer of intrigue for variety collectors. Finding both anomalies on one coin? That's the jackpot that turns a nice find into legend. It's worth mentioning that detecting genuine doubled dies takes practice. Some quarters bear machine doubling, which manifests as flat, shelf-like doubling on rims rather than crisp letter outlines. Those machine-doubled pieces have little value beyond face, but the genuine errors show a clear extra ridge on every doubled element. Using a 5 times loop under good light makes the difference clear. Real doubled dies present distinct, continuous lines, not the blobby shadows of mechanical wear. Collectors also debate the role of environmental toning. Some error quarters acquired a subtle champagne or rose patina from decades stored in paper rolls. A natural tone can elevate a coin's status among bidders who prize originality. Conversely, aggressive cleaning to enhance shine will often slash value by 30 to 50%, since luster and mint-produced surfaces command the premium. It's a delicate balance. Better to leave a coin's skin untouched than to risk damage by overzealous polishing. As with any numismatic pursuit, certification by a reputable service goes a long way. Coins slabbed by PCGS or NGC carry a market advantage, often selling at 20 to 30% above raw equivalents. That premium pays for buyer confidence, eliminating doubts about authenticity or the severity of wear. You'll see raw examples trade quickly in online auctions at modest reserves, but the big-ticket sales nearly always involve certified coins showcased in pristine, sealed holders. Beyond dollars and cents, these quarters capture a snapshot of minting history, a reminder that even routine production runs can yield surprises. Mid-century American mints weren't fully automated, and errors like the 1978 double die reflect human and mechanical quirks. Collectors treasure such pieces not just for their value, but for the connection they offer to the mint's past, to the technicians who polished dies by hand, and to the presses that struck billions of coins. Whether you inherited a stash of change or are planning a coin show trip, keep an eye peeled for that telltale doubling on a 1978 quarter. Stress test your loop skills, compare letters to reference images, and don't dismiss a coin with minor wear. It could still hide the ghostly footprint of a minting error. By focusing on authentic doubled dies, understanding condition gradations, and following auction trends, you'll be well equipped to recognize and evaluate these quarters as both historical artifacts and financial opportunities. With the groundwork laid, the hunt has never felt more tangible. Every roll cracked open holds the promise of discovery, and each authenticated find enriches both collection and conversation. Now that you're armed with insights into spotting, grading, and valuing the 1978 double die quarter, get ready to dig into the next coin on our list, another classic misprint with its own unique allure. Up next, let's unravel the mysteries behind the 1972 quarter values and errors. Moving from that late 70s double die marvel, let's turn our attention to a quarter minted 6 years earlier that carries its own cache of quirks and value drivers. The 1972 Washington quarter may look like any other change you remember spending on a soda or parking meter, yet beneath its commonplace surface lie varieties and errors that have ignited passion among collectors in the know. Tracking these elusive pieces demands patience, a keen eye, and some luck, but the rewards can range from a few dollars above face to thousands when the perfect specimen emerges. The year 1972 found the United States still navigating economic shifts in the waning days of the Vietnam conflict. In Philadelphia and Denver, presses churned out over 1.6 billion Washington quarters that year, all bearing the familiar profile of the first president on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. Mint mark locations remained at the coin's right flank, with D indicating Denver issues and no mark for Philadelphia strikes. This large mintage would seem to work against rarity. Yet production complexities, die maintenance practices, and human oversight led to a surprising number of collectible anomalies that make certain 1972 quarters worth far more than 25 cents. One of the headline varieties is the double die obverse listed as FS101 in the comprehensive Facts and Figures catalog. On these pieces, doubling is most obvious on the letters forming Liberty and on the date numerals. What makes this double die different from mere machine doubling, that worthless shelf-like doubling around rims, is the continuity and parallelism of the extra lines, as though a second, slightly misaligned impression leapt across the coin's face. Enthusiasts prize these for the clear, crisp nature of the doubling. far removed from random polish lines or scratches. Only a few hundred of these FS101 pieces have been authenticated by grading services, making them a crossover between accessible variety and true minting oddity. Minted alongside these obverse oddities are repunched mint mark varieties, notably the 1972D RPM04. Here, Denver's Tiny D shows ghostly shadows of at least two earlier punches, typically visible to the left or slightly above the main mint mark. A standard D may look solid under light magnification, but an RPM example reveals concentric echoes of the punch stroke. With only an estimated 100 to 150 examples verified by third-party services, these repunched mint marks demand extra attention from variety collectors hunting through raw bulk or certified submissions. Rarity alone, however, does not guarantee strong prices. Auction data over recent years shows FS101 double dies in mint state grades selling for roughly $300 to $600 when raw, with certified MS65 plus specimens climbing above $1,000 when I appeal and toning a line in the coin's favor. The top recorded sale for a PCGS MS67 FS101 topped $2,400 in late 2023, thanks to flawless surfaces and a vivid light gold patina that delighted bidders. RPM04 varieties follow a similar pattern. Raw examples in about uncirculated grades fetch $100 to $150, while certified MS64 specimens can realize $400 to $700. An exceptional MS65 Plus holder recently crossed the block at nearly $1,500, highlighting how condition and certification amplify value in these niche errors. Behind every price tag lies a story of discovery. One collector recalls cruising through handfuls of Denver minted change from his grandfather's old toolbox, brushing off years of grease to find a coin bearing that telltale doubled L in Liberty. Authentication transformed what he'd viewed as a lucky front porch find into a six-figure portfolio highlight, at least in terms of numismatic prestige. Another account involves a young varmint hunter at a coin roll hunt event who teamed up with a seasoned expert to identify an RPM004 buried in a roll of circulation coins. That partnership not only yielded the coin, but also forged a mentorship that deepened both participants' love of the hobby. Beyond obverse doubling and mint mark echoes, the 1972 quarter genre includes interesting outliers like off-center strikes, where circulation continues to push imperfectly struck coins into pockets, and lamination errors that peel away surface layers to reveal copper cores or create blister-like textures. Brockage impressions, where a previously struck coin adheres to the die and strikes the next planchet, are rare but sensational finds when they occur. Each of these oddball errors introduces fresh intrigue to a series that might otherwise feel too familiar, and seasoned collectors know that hunting through bulk bags at coin shows or storage rolls is often worth the hunt. Condition-based value shifts play a pivotal role when evaluating these quarters. In circulated grades such as good, G4, or very good, VG8, a double die F01 or RPM04 will typically command $30 to $50 above face, because even minor wear reduces the impact of doubling or repunching. As the grade improves to fine, F12, and very fine, VF20, 35, values climb to the $60 to $90 range, reflecting sharper detail and clearer variety visibility. Once coins reach about uncirculated, AU50, 58, prices begin to accelerate, often topping $125 to $175 raw before certification. In the mint state tiers, MS60 examples may sell for $200 to $300, while MS63, MS64 coins regularly trade at $400 to $650. The steepest premiums attached to MS65 Plus and MS66 coins, where flawless surfaces and undisturbed luster can drive auction results into four-figure territory. Collectors also debate the role of natural toning and planchet surface chemistry. Many 1972 quarters, particularly those stored in paper envelopes or non-airtight containers, acquired subtle blue-gray or russet toning over decades. A uniformly toned coin that enhances letter contrast often brings a 10 to 20% premium over its brighter, untuned counterpart. Aggressive attempts at cleaning to restore shine, by contrast, can slash market value by half or more. Collectors prize originality above all. For error varieties, original surfaces showcasing mint-fresh textures, even when lightly toned, maximize desirability. Certification remains the gold standard for these high-value varieties. Raw coins appeal to budget-minded collectors or those confident in their own authentication skills. But certified coins slabbed by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX carry a 25 to 40% buyer confidence premium. Auction houses specializing in error and variety coins regularly require certification for lots above entry-level thresholds, ensuring that buyers know the exact variety, grade, and authenticity. Some registry-set enthusiasts even chase specific die varieties by registry ranking, pushing top examples to ever higher values as competition intensifies. Whether you're sorting through a forgotten jar of pocket change or scanning dealer trays at a regional coin show, the 1972 Washington Quarter World rewards the curious and observant. By familiarizing yourself with double die patterns, repunched mint mark positions, and the hallmarks of genuine errors versus post-mint damage, you position yourself to spot undervalued stars. Tracking condition gradations, understanding auction lines, and factoring in surface qualities like toning or luster will help you assess each find's true market potential. As you move forward in your hunt, remember that each 1972 quarter error carries a story of the mint's operation, the die's journey, and the coin's life in circulation or storage. Collecting these quarters isn't just about capital gain, but about connecting with the mechanics of coinage and the human touches behind each striking press. Armed with a loop, reference guides, and the confidence to distinguish doubling and repunching from wear, you'll be ready to add these fascinating rarities to your collection and perhaps tell your own story of discovery.